What's up, folks? This is going to be a trade breakdown on AUVI. The particular trade that I'm going to cover here was a $788 trade. It lasted about 25 seconds. In this video, I'm going to give you the context behind the trade, and then we're going to get into the live clip of how I executed. So we first have to understand, why was I even in the trade in the first place? Why was I looking to trade AUVI? And that all starts with the pre-market scans. Every morning I scan for the low float gappers, anything that's up over, we'll say 10%, and has a total capital of ideally above 10 million. So $10 million traded in the pre-market. In this case, AUVI was a little bit on the lighter side. I think this one had closer to 4 million, but I did like the pre-market setup. And if you just take a look at, this is what it looked like up into the open. This is what the pre-market looked like. Again, not a lot of volume, but it was holding the highs. And if we look at the daily chart, this is the first thing I do when I analyze a stock, is I pull it up and I look at the daily chart. And what you'll notice is that it's pulled up to support here around 89 cents, 90 cents or so. And it had a pretty tight consolidation. I'm going to take out this daily bar that just happened, right? And now we're gapping above a very significant consolidation that goes from 90 cents to $1.05. And this thing was opening right around $1.15. So we were gapping up above this consolidation. And these types of patterns usually tend to give at least a decent push to the highs. In this case, the target was pre-market highs and then maybe a little push beyond that. And that pre-market high will come into play when we take a look at the clip. You can see I'm using that as targets for the trade. All right, jumping into the live clip, I want you to focus on the price ladder and the time and sales. So the price ladder, what I'm watching is I'm watching the bid and how many shares are willing to be bought on the bid versus the number of shares willing to be sold on the ask. So these two numbers are very important. And then in my peripherals, I'm watching the time and sales. I'm seeing what kind of colors are coming in. The green means that buyers are interested in buying on the ask. Red means sellers are interested in selling on the bid. So in general, green is good for buyers. Red is bad for buyers. As you remember from earlier in the clip, I talked about that pre-market high. Right now, we got a decent pop and the volume's a little bit on the light side, but I'm going to play the clip and you can see how it's moving on the level 2. And we're going to be looking for a break of this 132 level up through the pre-market high. So that's going to be watching. Let's play the clip, and I'm going to slow it down when we actually get into the trade. But for now, I'm just going to play the clip. You can see how the level 2 is moving, and I'm going to talk through some things that I'm interested in, because right now I want to be aggressive. I want to buy this thing, but I have to wait for the right opportunity. So let's see if we can see it here. I do see, so there we go. We had a bid show up at 127. If I rewind that really quick. Bid's going to show up at 127 here. You'll see that because the bid is going to jump from 77 to 243. And what you'll notice is sellers were trying to break through that bid. People were selling into 127 and it almost got completely depleted. We had lots of selling over here. Look at all the selling. We had 10,000 being sold on the bid, 10,000 again on the bid at 127. It was holding, and now 243 gets added to the bid. Now these numbers are multiplied by 100, so this is actually 24,000 shares looking to be purchased on the bid. For a stock trading this amount of volume, that's actually a very sizable bid. So right here, I'm already saying, okay, this is the level that they're probably going to try to hold. This level should hold. So I'm going to hop in on the ask. Right now, I only purchased 1,000 shares, and actually I missed the buy. I got in at 129, a little bit high, but I'm willing to get in more at 128. So I throw it out another order on the bid at 128, and you'll see the bid starts building again. So we've got buyers interested below us. And now I'm looking to see if I can add to my position. Let's see what happens here. We've got this larger ask. The bid's building again. Okay, now we're seeing red on the tape. And this is going to cause me to sell on the bid, because I'm saying, you know what? Okay, the buyers, they just couldn't do it right here. They're going to bring it down a little bit lower, and then we'll try 130 again, and I'll try to play the break through 130. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sell right here. Sell it on the bid, okay? And after we saw that red, the bid built right back up. And this is what we saw down here at 127. We saw it at 128, and now we're seeing it at 129. And now we're starting to see green on the tape. So right here, I'm interested, and I'm going to risk against 129, and I'm going to buy into 130. Okay, so now we're in 4,900 shares at 130, and our stop loss is any red into the bid. So if it looks like this bid is going to break, I'm just going to sell into this buyer at 129. So I'm risking about $50. Okay, let's play the clip. Now we have a pretty sizable ask here at 131, 300 on the ask. That's pretty good size. I'm going to let this whip around, but again, 129 is that stop. If I see selling to 129, I'm going to go ahead and get out. And here's where I'm going to actually slow down this clip for you guys because happens pretty quickly. We're going to change this playback speed to 25%, and we'll play this clip. This will make it a little bit easier to talk through. Right now, this is just going back and forth. 129. I know 131 is the level that it needs to break. And we have a very sizable ask at 131. So when it looks like 131 is going to break, I'm going to go ahead and buy. I'm going to go ahead and add to my position, hoping that we can get a break through the high a day. And not only the high a day, but we've also got the pre-market high right nearby. So I think this should be a pretty sizable pop. Good risk to reward here. Okay, so I don't know if you just caught that, but on the bid just went from, I think it was 40 to 162 now. So the bid's building again. Remember, we saw this at 127, 128, 129. Now we're seeing at 130. We get a little selling into that. That spooks me out. I'm going, okay, geez, but we immediately reclaim and the bid starts building again. And now we're starting to break through that ask, right? We've got 6,000 coming in on the ask. We got 2,000 coming in on the ask. Waiting and waiting. Okay, now we're starting to see more green. The tape speed's starting to pick up a little bit. Okay, and at this point, I'm feeling pretty comfortable because look, if I'm buying 5,000 shares or just about 5,000 shares, I'm going to take this number down from a 98 to a 48. So if I buy right now, this number is going to go down to 48, and I'm feeling pretty good about that this is going to break if this number gets that low. And so here I'm punching the buy button into 65 on the ask. I should break it pretty much. It instantly breaks. I'm filled full size, just about 10,000 shares. And now I'm watching for the continued break. We're seeing green. That's good. And right now that we've gotten this break, my stop loss is just red on the tape. If we see a significant amount of red on the tape, I'm just going to go ahead and get out of everything. But right now I know that we have that pre-market high right around 134, and I'm going to hold. As long as the bid keeps building, we keep seeing green on the tape, I have no reason to sell. So I'm holding. Tons of green still, tons of green. And boom, we get that pop up to 139. And right here, I just mark it out of everything. When I see that expansion move where we just popped from 134, 135 all the way up to 139, I said, I'm done. And in hindsight, I mean, it was a great exit for me because I think this ended up coming back down off of that. See where it goes.
Oh, yeah.
So now we've got an ask that comes in at 137. So in hindsight, it was a good exit. Did I follow my exit rules to a T? Where I said, if I see red on the tape or a significant amount of red, then I'm going to sell. No, I did not. In this case, it was just, okay, I got the move that I was looking for. That was the move through the pre-market high, through the high a day. That was the move that I was looking for, and I was glad to selling. You know, this could have just popped right up to 150. It could have. But you know what? I got the bulk of the move. I was risking about 50 cents, or no, sorry, $50. And on this trade, made about, what is that, 14, 15 to 1 on this trade. So I'm happy with that. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm just going to take my profits, and that's a great day. So that's the breakdown. If you guys like these kind of videos where I break down more in depth one specific trade, then let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to do them. I think it really does help to get the full context of the trade versus just seeing a bunch of scalp trades where you don't really know why I'm getting into something. You don't know why I'm even trading that stock in that moment. So hopefully this helps. Again, leave a comment below if you like this, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.